Hello, 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 hello. I live. I'm back. Ba, 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 ba. That's about all I can do before I get copyright struck. How's everyone doing today? How is everyone doing today? Ah, I'm back, baby. I missed y'all. I missed y'all. Don't throw your printers, apparently. What Rain, what are you posting in my Discord? What the hell is going on here? What the heck? Just don't be if you follow your 400. Okay. What the heck happened there, Rain? That was a camping trip. It wasn't my first camping trip. I have slept in the woods many a time. I've gone camping with friends in college and I did army shit, so I have slept in the woods many a time, but this was our first family camping event. This summer we're doing some camping as part of our trip. You know, we had this big brain idea, okay? Big brain idea, right? Okay, so we're doing a 2-week trip this summer, right? Our first big family outing, okay? We're going to spend a week in Quebec, a week out in the Maritimes, right? I'm from Nova Scotia. I have some family out there. My wife has family in Quebec. We're going to go hit them all up, spend 2 weeks out on a wonderful, fun adventure, exploring the East Coast. It's going to be a great time. Hotels are expensive. Gas is really expensive, but hotels are expensive. So we're like, hey, big brain idea. Instead of spending like $150 a night at a hotel in a shitty spot in the city, let's go spend $35 a night and sleep on the Bay of Fundy coast or like the Shetty camp in the Highlands, right? Heck yeah, $35 a night. And then we proceed to spend more than the hotels would cost on camping gear and equipment. Big brain, big brain, big brain. We had some stuff, we had to buy stuff, and obviously we're gonna be doing more camping. Like, we're little guys at the age now that we're like, okay, let's do some outdoor stuff with them. It'll be good for them and whatnot. Get them detached from society and the internet and all that shit. So this weekend was kind of a shakedown. It was purely a shakedown. Make sure everything we had was good to go. Kind of just make sure everything that we had for camping was good and proper, and like we brought everything to see what we would need, what we wouldn't need, what isn't good, because we have some stuff that we already had. We picked up a stove at Costco. Gas 1 butane stove. We picked up this dumb little stove at Costco. It's like one of these stupid ones. It was on clearance like 5 years ago at Costco for like $10. I grabbed it because it was like, we'll grab it, put it in the garage just in case the power ever goes out. We'll just have it. This was like $10 at Costco 5 years ago. First time ever using it this weekend. Works beautifully. Love it. Love it. Cooks food. Great. Our tent though, we need a new tent. We need a new tent. We need a new tent. The tent that we used is my wife's parents got it for like family camping when she was a teenager. I'm 38, my wife is turning 37 this year, so the tent's like 20 years old. It hasn't been used much, but it is just old. And one of the tent poles broke. So one of the tent poles sheared right down the middle, snapped right in half. And the tent itself is just like, yeah, we're you know, it worked really good, but it was way too big. It's a 7-person tent. There's only 3 of us, and me and my wife and the little guy don't take up a lot of room. So it's like, yeah, tent's too big, and it's not that I don't trust it. It's just, I don't trust it. That is the biggest hang up I have with this, is because we know we're going to be camping on these days in July, thousands of kilometers from my house. I don't know what the weather is going to be when we get there. It's not like, oh, it's going to rain this weekend, let's not go. I don't know what the weather is going to be. I don't know what the conditions are going to be. And there is a chance we set this tent up in the rain and it's driving rain all night, and that's all we have. So it's not that I don't trust the tent anymore. It's just I don't trust the tent anymore. So we'll probably get a new tent. We still have the tent. It's not like I threw it around or anything. But for now, we're working on the assumption we'll probably end up replacing the tent. Pretty much everything else we had was good. The air mattresses that we already had, no leaks there. Those work great. The stuff that we bought worked out really good. We bought I just went to Walmart and just bought like a cheap stainless steel pot and pan just for cooking. We bought, I don't know exactly what it is. It's some like, it's meant for like some Indian dish. Like masala, I want to say. I don't know. It was a Tefal pot, like a 1.3 liter pot or whatever for boiling water, but it's meant for like some Indian dish because all the writing on it was Indian or whatever. But I bought it because it has a spigot in it. Like it's got like the little spout on it so you can pour out of it. Oh my God, that made it so much easier in the morning when I made coffee. And I had to pour the boiling water into the thermos to make coffee, and then also into like the little thing of dehydrated hash browns so I can hydrate them. Having a little spout on your pot so you can pour. Oh my God, it was so nice. Also, it has little tick marks in it for water measurement. So it's like, oh, add half a liter water. Okay, half a liter water. Really nice. So yeah. Don't buy a Kelty. We'll probably just buy a Coleman. Like, there's a Coleman Sundome, supposed to be pretty good. I'm not dropping hundreds and hundreds of dollars on a tent. We're not that kind of campers. But it's like, you know, we do need a tent big enough to hold us plus our gear just in case. Ever used was Mocha Pot. I just bought like Nescafe instant French vanilla coffee. It's good enough. Instant French vanilla coffee. I brought a thing of half and half, like real half and half creamer from like the little carton. We had a cooler. It worked out pretty good. It worked out pretty good. I don't have a lot of pictures I can share. There was this little chickadee that was hanging out by our tent site. They had a little hole in a tree. It was pretty cool. They lived in there. The birds woke us up at like 5 a.m. Which was insane. But I mean, like, I can't really complain about this view. I can't really complain about this view. It was really, really nice to look at. Until a whole flock of geese landed at like 3 in the morning, or at least floated by at 3 in the morning. And I think there was like a Canadian goose like turf war going on, because there was like 2 flocks of geese, and from like 5 a.m. on, they were just honking like a mofo. So I'm assuming like one goose disrespected the other goose, and it was just like, you know, goose drama. This chipmunk watched me make breakfast, and then I gave him a piece of egg, and it was really happy. Andrew Rogers, $5 for the Coleman Sundomes are decent fun. Cheers. And also cheers for the 10 earlier for the Your Fault I'm getting back into model trains fun. Little guys love it, his little model train set. Little guys love it as well. I actually okay, so no joke, I was looking at maybe, you know, doing a scuff video where it's like, hey, I 3D printed a bunch of camping stuff. Then I realized I don't trust that shit. I have enough microplastics in me to begin with. and then relying on that in the rain, probably not a good idea. Also, then I went for a walk and I ran out of Canada. I started walking south, and literally this is where Canada ends. I went for a walk and I ran out of Canada. Like literally, you can't go further south in Canada than this point. This is the end of Canada, at least southernly. This is what it looks like from above. So the point's like out there. So that's Point Pelee, if you ever want to look it up. That's Point Pelee. That's where Canada ends. So, yeah, it was fun. It was fun. There's a little birds. Little birds out there on a little sand island. So that was really cool. And then we saw a big snapping turtle. That was cool. I can't show you most of the pictures because I have my family in it, and you guys don't need to see that. But I brought my Benchy mug. My wife got me this for Father's Day a couple years ago. It says like #1 dad on the back, but when she got it, there's like clip art that she could choose from, and this is the closest thing to a Benchy she could find, so she put that on the mug. So that's my camping mug. Okay, or that's my normal coffee mug, actually. I use it like daily. But it was a good time. If you're wondering how the little guy handled camping, by the way, if you're wondering how the little guy handled the camping, out like a light. Out like a light. Out. It was great. And a groundhog and squirrel and rabbit and woodpecker came right in front of their feet like a Disney princess. My wife did get bit by a tick. That was the only casualty on the event, the entire weekend. The only casualty was my wife got bit by a tick. Okay. That should be enough. I think that's enough yapping. I think everyone's here. Okay, so what are we doing today? Well, what are we doing today? We're hopefully continuing on with this. We have to do a little detour. The plan was to do configuration today and get the tool heads all configured. But before we do that, the machine needs to be able to home. Now, Z homing is easy because we just use the tool heads for the Z homing, right? The tool heads have a, they have tap. So the tool head has tap in it. So there is our Z homing, but we don't have XY homing. So after the stream ended Friday, okay, after the stream ended Friday, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna run downstairs. I'm gonna get the stuff I need so that I don't forget, so that we're ready to go on hopefully Saturday, but Saturday stream didn't end up happening because we got back, I was exhausted. There was no way I was streaming Saturday. So I'm like, we need to make sure. So I need to make end stops. So I printed the parts. I got the parts printed right here that we need to install the XY end stops. I went and found a bag of random cables that I have so we can salvage some wires. We're gonna have to do some soldering. And then I had a little baggie of end stops. Just, you know, the KW10 micro switches that we use. Like, yeah, you can use the fancy, more accurate, expensive ones, but the cheap 10-cent ones that you buy in the bag from AliExpress, they're good enough for what you're doing, especially XY end stops, right? And I had them here. And then I got back from camping, and then like Sunday, I went through just to make sure I had everything. I couldn't find where I put the end stops. So I was like, shit, I went through all out here. I'm like, did I not grab them? Did I leave them downstairs? Did I throw them on here and they just kind of did a whoop and they fell off? And because I just kind of chucked them out here before as I was running out the door. So I went through everything out here, couldn't find them. Went through my room downstairs, couldn't find them. I was about to like rip end stops off a printer I wasn't using. And then I'm like, you know what? Okay, I'll just order some. I'll just order some from Amazon. They'll be here in time for the stream. I ordered them Sunday night. Guess what? They're still not here. So I come out today, and I'm like, what the hell? Okay, so we'll do the configuration. Hopefully the end stops show up. And then I'm like, as I'm organizing, I'm moving the printer around. They were underneath the printer. The end stops were under the printer. So I have my end stops. So we're good there. So first thing we're going to do today, we're going to solder up some end stops. We're going to install our XY end stop pod. We're going to install the XY, the stick. I don't know what we're going to call it. We're going to install the thingy so that the XY end stops can work. And then we'll run wires down, plug it in, and then we'll go to configuration. Because this machine, it does need to be able to home. the machine does need to be able to home, at least on the XY, before we can get too far. So let me unplug it because we don't need it plugged in for this. Let's move some stuff around. Let's make some room. And then we will get this movable feast underway. So this is what we need. I got my camera on. Fortunately, this is going to be kind of a bad camera angle. Let me get a better camera angle for this. Let's use the mobile camera for this. Let's use the mobile camera for this. Yeah, we'll use the mobile camera for this. That'll do. Mobile cam? Mobile cam. Why are you moving, mobile cam? There you go. Okay. So we've got our, that's a backup part, but we've got our parts printed that we need for this. I wish I was smart and saved the link to this, so I'm gonna have to go find it again. Let me find it here, because somebody should have linked it to me. Why are we talking about camping in the stream channel? Oh, that's why. I came back from the thing and people were like, oh. KTC easy, there's that, and stops. There we go. So we need this guy. Yeah. So this is what we're installing. Where's a picture of this on the printer? There we go. Okay. So, got that, got that. Gonna need some M2 self-taps. Those aren't self-taps. These will work. And then also, while I'm getting this all ready here, don't forget, if you haven't entered for your chance to win some polymaker filament, do that now. If you haven't entered for your chance to win some polymaker filament, do it now. Every stream we give away a spool of polymaker filament. Link in the video description. Enter for your chance. While you're down there, don't forget to like the smash button, ring the bell, subscribe if you're not subscribed. And if you want to help support the channel, the content I create, and the things I do, consider becoming a channel member, a Patreon supporter, or if you're really cool, gifting memberships to others. So this is the little pod we need to work. Okay, so we're gonna have to solder some wire on this before. So I do have some wire here. I don't know what I should use for wire. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Wire's wire, but it just needs to be long enough. So do you know how much harder the kit to make the docks on the tool changer move up and down during park and unpark? What do you mean? Like my setup here? Like, what do you mean? Is this long enough? This should be long enough. This should be long enough. Where's it gotta go? Where is the controller? It's all the way over there. So this needs to go from here all the way around there to underneath. This should be long enough. Let me see if I have anything longer. I don't even know what these cables are from. They're from my bag of cables. That's how I know where they're from. They're from the bag of cables for the cabling bag of cables. These are all like, when I get a kit, some kits come with like extensions for the cables. For like, oh, if you know, the motors come with like motor extension cables or whatever. And sometimes you use them, sometimes you don't. And I like to keep them because you never know when you're going to need them. So it's nice to have extra cables. So that's what we're going to do here. We are going to steal some cables from this and use that to make our little extensions. Simple as that, right? I'm hoping these are long enough. They should be long enough. If they're not long enough, we're going to have an annoying time. But they should be long enough. I don't see why they wouldn't be. I'm stealing the same color wires for both so that I have red and blue. So that way we don't have to worry about which wire goes to which one because they're color coded. Always color code. If you can color code, color code. It's always good. Keep every cable. Yeah, I used to have like a big spool. Like I have spools of silicone wire. And I used to have this big thing of PTFE, but the problem is the PTFE was all black or all red. I only had the 2 colors. So it got annoying for like stuff like this where you kind of want to use some colors so you don't get it all mixed up. So I ended up, it's still downstairs somewhere, but I just got to find it. But for something like this, this works. There we go. Okay, so hopefully this is long enough. Otherwise, I'm going to be soldering on extensions. Speaking of soldering, I need power supply. I need soldering iron. I don't think my OmniFixo's up here. I think my OmniFixo is downstairs. Is my OmniFixo upstairs or downstairs? It might be downstairs. I think I brought it downstairs. Let me go get my OmniFixo. I'll be back in a second because it makes soldering a lot easier, especially somebody like me with shaky hands. Where is my OmniFixo? It's down here, isn't it? There it is. Oop, forgot to turn that light off. There we go. Still not packaged. Amazon said it would be delivered today before noon. And it is today, but afternoon. What the heckle? What the heckle, Amazon? What the heckle? Okay. So if I remember correctly, we want to solder to the outer 2 wires, right? Right? When you're soldering on micro switches, you want to use the outer 2, not the inner 2, right? Right. 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 So we got blue and blue. It's noon somewhere. Dude, it was really nice. We went to Point Pelee, and if you're in Southern Ontario and you're looking for like a little fun day trip, Point Pelee is really nice. I can't remember if it's a national or a provincial park, but it's a park. But it's really nice. They have birds. They're known for the birds, and I guess like it was birding week this week, which we didn't know. I wish we had known because it was insanely busy. Because I guess like a lot of migratory birds use it as like a stop on their migratory route. So it's really popular with bird people. Also, all bird people look the same. And I'm not saying that like they all wear the same clothes. Like when you go to like a place and there's bird people doing birding, they all look the same. They're all older, they're all middle-aged or older couples. They all have their little brimmed hats. They all have their like windbreakers and their little fanny pouches, and they all have the cameras. They all look the same. They all have the same getup. It's kind of funny. I mean, probably a reason for it. I'm assuming they all dress the same, but they all dress the same. And it also explains why I couldn't find any parking at the park and I had to park on the beach. There we go. Turn that on. Okay. So, pro tip, whenever you're soldering, you want to solder for the micro switches, you want to use the outer 2 switches. That way, if the wire breaks, it basically acts like a triggered switch. So that way, if you are using wires for your end stop and a wire breaks in like your drag chain or whatever, and you go to home, it'll trigger instantly because you want to break the circuit to trigger the end stop. You don't want to close the circuit. You want to break the circuit. So activating the switch breaks the circuit if you solder it to the outer 2 wires. If you solder it to the inner and one of the outers, it makes it so that this closes the switch. You don't want that because if the wire breaks, you want it to trigger a closed circuit. It's safer. It's safer. So first things first, I'm gonna put a little solder on these guys. Okay. Okay. Got a wire here, tin it up. Where's the other end? Got one wire. Where's the other end? Here's the other end. Okay. Now I'm looking at this picture here, and we're probably gonna have to bend these, but that's okay. We can bend them. We can bend them. Okay, I'm just gonna hold it. It'll be easier. Go. One. That didn't work. There we go. And I'm on the wrong stupid camera. Okay, so we got one wired up. You gotta be careful, you don't want to cook it, because if you cook it, you can ruin the circuit. You can ruin the micro switch if you cook it. You don't want to cook it. So just also, if you have a fume extractor, it's probably a good idea to use it, unless you want to be cool and enjoy the black lung. That's what the cool kids do. I've got the black lung. Stealth mode activated. Pop smoke, bug out. Tin the wire. Oh man. There we go. One. There we go. 2 wires. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. I gotta rebuild this stupid thing. It's kind of annoying. This is my power supply that I use for like charging my lipos. It's just a generic like 360 watt 24 volt power supply I bought off Amazon for like 20 bucks years ago. But I printed this little case on it that connects to a bunch of XT60s and or XT30s, and I screwed them up and I wired them up the wrong way. So you can short them if you put your finger in there. I used the wrong side. So I may rebuild this at some point, but I keep not getting around to it. Because every time I mean to do it, I put it away and then I forget about it until the next time I use it. So, yeah. Okay, so now we gotta install these. So we need our little doohickey here. So how do these go? So we got 2 micro switches. So one goes across like that, and the other one goes that way. Okay. So we're gonna have to bend these around and down. So let's get rid of this middle switch. Don't need this middle switch. Nothing cooler than chronic lung problems. I know, right? It's like how cool guys don't look at explosions. Rad dudes enjoy, you know, the black lung. Is there room for heat shrink? You can put heat shrink, but there's not really a shorting risk. Like, I stripped the wires so that there's not a ton of exposed wire. So there's nothing for them to really short on. If you are worried, you can use heat shrink in a case like this. But like there's nothing for this to short on. This and this, there's nothing to really short on. Also, is there another end stop? There's one there, there's one there. Is there supposed to be another end stop on this? I'm trying to figure out what... There's one there, one there. I'm trying to figure... Why is there another end stop here? There's an end stop here. What is this one for? Because this is the Y. So the Y, which is the extrusion, hits this guy. And then your X is this. Is that a J? Oh, it's a JST. Oh! Yeah, I'm not bothering with that. I'm just going to run the wires right out. I'm just going to run the wires all the way down. I don't care. If I need to cut them in the future, I'll cut them in the future. I did that a little too tight. There we go. I'm like, why is there another end stop to this? Doesn't want to fit. It's like, there we go. There we go. What's the worst if an end stop shorts? Exactly. If an end stop shorts, it's a low voltage circuit, right? So, you know, it's not like you shouldn't have to worry about it catching fire or anything like that. That's not really a concern. Your biggest concern is just false positives on your end stop, right? Either the end stop triggers when it shouldn't or the vice versa, right? That's your worst case scenario. Is it either triggers or it doesn't trigger when it's supposed to. Simple as that. Okay, so that's that one. And then the other one. So if this is mounted like that, I should have printed this my accent color. Oh well, it's not a big deal. That goes inward. Yeah, that will go like that. Yeah. Okay. What you can do if you're a little worried, you can always put hot glue as well. That's another option you can use for ensuring the wires don't bend, or if you're worried about them shorting or something, you just get hot glue and just fill the void. Sucks if you ever got to take it apart, but it is an option. What bed size? I have a 12-inch bed in this. It's a 300 millimeter bed, but the printer can technically have a 330-inch bed because it's an oversized frame. Because this frame was originally for a V1.5 before I turned into a V2. So it is a bit of an oddball size. Okay, so this is our little end stop pod here. So this will mean when the extrusion comes back and hits it, that's our Y end stop. And then the tool head will have a screw sticking out the back that bumps on this. So this is your X end stop. So we have Y and X end stops now. So now we got to mount this in the printer, which should be a little interesting because we don't really have a proper way of doing that. We're gonna have to like get a little fiddly here with this mounting, and we'll see how it goes. Especially because this printer is all built. So we're gonna need a T-nut. Building it being oversized. Yeah, so this was originally, if you're wondering, this frame was originally for a 300 by 300 by 400 millimeter Voron V1.5, okay? And then I turned it into a V2. So because the V2 is more efficient space-wise than the V1.5 was, it technically means I could technically fit a 13-inch bed in here, a 330 bed, but nobody makes 330 beds. So what I did was I basically just told it I had a 330 bed in the slicer and everything, and just made sure I didn't print right at the edge of the print volume, essentially. So, you know, it worked. Worked actually pretty good. But now that we're got a tool changer in here, and we may be doing some shenanigans because these take up room in the front, I'll be able to, you know, because we're losing room in the front here from the tools, I can actually shift the bed back like 30 millimeters if I need to kind of ensure we get as much usable print room as possible, kind of thing. So now we have all this. I need a long screw. I don't know how long of a screw I need, but this is going to go in here, and then this goes in here. About there. I might need a slightly longer screw. I'm going to need a slightly longer screw. Yeah, and then we're going to have to shim it. Yeah, so I need a longer screw. These screws I cut these screws. Why did I cut screws? I used cut screws at one point and I don't know why. What's this? This is 25, I probably need 30s. Do I have 30s? 25 30s. I do. That should work, hopefully. Putting tool changers at the sides. The sides make sense. I mean, to be honest, all you do is you just rotate the printer. They put them in the side because that way you have this, like, think about it. Look from this side. This is the biggest open area. So either you have the tools on, most of them, if you notice, most companies have the tools on one side like this. So this way you have this big open area to get at stuff. That's why they do it from the side. That's why, like the U1, the tools are on the side. It just kind of makes a bit of sense from the ergonomics aspect. Okay, so let's screw you in. Now we got to shim it. So we're gonna have to shim that. What can I shim it with? A nut? Will a nut work? Nope, that is too small. Maybe a 5mm nut. The printed part I'm using is meant to be used with the printed AB motor mounts, and we're not using those. We are using Chaotic Lab carbon fiber AB XY mounts. They're like 2-3 years old at this point. But we're using them because we have them, so why not? No, okay, so an M5 nut is too big. Maybe, do I have an M4 nut? Do I have any M4 nuts? Or, I'm just trying to find something I could shim it with. Because it works at the bottom. It lines up in the bottom. The problem is at the top, the printed part that's supposed to stop it doesn't rest on anything because the slot is designed for this guy, not, you know, it's not designed for standard. And it needs to be rigid and vertical so that the end stops line up properly. Sure. That won't work. I could have sworn I had some M4 nuts. I do have M4 nuts. Is shimming it with a nut the proper way to do it? No. No, it's not. I should design this in CAD and fix it in CAD. But we're doing it anyways. Because, YOLO. There we go. Oh, that works perfect. There we go. So now, there we go. There's our, okay, so red is Y end stop. And now, how does this actually mount to the extrusions? So we have these little printed guys here. So how does this work? That goes like that. And then, oh, and then it screws in from the back. Oh! M310s and M3. Mount the end stop brackets to the rear of the shuttle. Is that the right one? Yeah. It was M320 and M310. Why two screws? Why two different sizes? It's supposed to be. This is. Okay, does that fits in there? Okay, that fits in there. This kind of just wedges in there, it looks like. There we go. I mean, I'm a little disappointed I'm screwing into plastic with this. But it do be what it do be, though. It do be what it do be. 310. Oh, it's two sizes because it's M310 on that side and then M320 on this side. That's why. That's why, because it's not square shaped. Okay, this is gonna be a bit annoying. So this mounts, I know you guys can't really see because it's, does that not want to fit in? Oh, that's just a really tight snug fit. Or actually, I got to take these out. There's 2 little screws here I think I got to take out. Yeah, got to take 2 little screws out here that are for if I wanted to mount end stops to this. So I could mount an end stop directly on this carriage. The problem is there's nothing to wire it up to. I mean, I could design something that would attach right to this instead of using this contraption, but I already have this contraption printed and it's right here. So we're gonna use it because YOLO. Okay. It doesn't want to go in. Why don't you want to go in? Why aren't you going in? What are you catching on? Am I doing this the right way? Oh, I'm doing it the other way around. I'm doing it the other way around. The big side is closer to me. Yeah, the big side. So it goes in like this, not like this. It goes in like this. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. Now it fits. And then we screwed the plastic. So I would have liked to see heat sets, but maybe heat sets don't work. I would have liked to see heat sets. I don't like screwing into plastic, but it might be a dimensional requirement. There we go. So anytime you're screwing into plastic, just be careful you don't over tighten it, because if you over tighten it, you will rip the threads out and then you're reprinting the part, because there's really no easy way to fix it. So it is what it is. And then you use an M330 as the actual end stop switch. Do I have any fancy silver ones? Just one of these shiny ones. Why not? We'll use a silver screw. Shiny. That just screws into there, I think. Yeah. Did I print the wrong one? No, I did it. X bracket LDO. That's the right one? Yeah, no, that's the right one. I mean, this picture might not be the LDO one, that's why. But yeah, so that goes like that. Okay. So this just screws in. Now, we got to click there. Ooh, I don't like that. I got to move this over. I don't know if I can move this over. We might be kind of a bad spot here. Go. Because Doesn't want to activate that switch. It doesn't reach over far enough. Oh, you know what I could do? What I could do? What I could do? I need to make this a little thicker. You know what I could do to make this a little thicker? Oh, the gantry is right crooked. The gantry is, you know, gantry is right crooked right now. I'm gonna put some nuts on it. Make it thicker. All the gram chasers and shatter be like, no, you're putting more weight on it. It won't activate properly. It'll ruin your input shaping values by a fraction of a percentage of a fraction. You've added weight. Where did 3 nuts go? Print the shim. Well, I'm just putting washers on it with a nut to make it thicker. And I'll just put a little drop of a little something something. Make sure it don't come loose on us. Just a little something, a little something. There we go. Something Steve say. What did Steve say? Do you know when Trident R2 is officially releasing? For something Steve said on Sunday, not before Japanese Rep Fest. Yeah, I think Steve's going to Japanese Rep Fest, right? I think Steve's going to that. So he's kind of busy with that. So I had a feeling it was either going to be before or after Japanese Rep Fest, essentially. That was my kind of what I was thinking. There we go. That shouldn't ever come loose, hopefully. Okay, so now put you on here, screw you in. Click. There we go. Let me make sure it reaches with a tool head on it, because sometimes the tool heads make it wider. We're good. We're good. Okay. So now the fun part. Now the fun part. Now the fun part. I gotta run all these wires through all this. I gotta run wires through this. And then we gotta flip it over and plug them in. Plug it in, plug it in. So, before we do that, let me zip tie this in place so we don't lose it. Yep, zip tie the tool, yep. Do I put a 2-wheel drive CNC monolith in Carbonara on my Trident, which will be getting an index? I don't know how the... you should be okay, but something you need to keep in mind is tool spacing and everything. because I don't know how all that will play in with, like, put it this way, all the Trident R2 stuff with having index is all based on Trident R2. All the Trident testing with index is based on stock Trident R2. So if I don't know what Carbonara is, I don't know what Carbonara is, but with the monolith, you should be okay. I don't think there'll be any issues with clearance and being able to reach the docks. I don't know what Carbonara is. I don't know. I legit don't know what that is. So let's do this. This is gonna be annoying. I have this backplate on. I don't want to take the backplate off because that would mean I have to do more work to get everything lined up. So I'm gonna try to avoid taking the backplate off because all the wonderful electronics are already mounted to it. So I'm gonna have to like snake this through and underneath like this. What do we got here? Let me double check. Let's just see what we got. That's all clearing. Yeah, that's all clearing. Okay, so Y is blue, or X is blue, right? Y is front to back, yeah. So X is blue and Y is red. X is blue, Y is red. Okay. So let me put a piece of tape on this so that we don't lose these guys when I fish them through this whole shebang. Somebody's in my backyard, and I don't know who. Probably the little guy. It can't be the dog. Oh no, come out. No, you get back in there. There we go. Okay. So now you guys get to watch me struggle with this for the next 5 minutes while I try to shove wires through a printer. I mean, this is probably easier if I slide this up. There we go. Okay. Okay, so now it's going. It's actually going better than I thought. You guys see another person, another big YouTuber did a video about Bamboo and their latest open source violations and all that fun stuff. Jeff Geerling put out a video on it. There we go. Dang it, I lost a wire. Okay, come on. No. Dang it, come on. Come on. Okay, come on, where'd you go? Okay. Okay. So we got them all? I think we got them all. No, shoot, I lost a blue. Okay. Okay, got that guy. Got that guy. Got that guy. I lost a blue. Where are you? Oh my god, you did not make it. No, where are you? One wire came out of the stupid... I taped them all together. Oh, there you are. Man, these tweezers suck. Gotcha. Hee, got it. Okay. Then you go back through here. Come on, come on. Huzzah! There we go. Got all our wires. We're good. We're good. We're good. Okay. Now, I need to put a zip tie on this so I don't lose them all. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Jeff Gurley strikes you. Yeah, and then also I just want to share you this because it's freaking hilarious. Let me pull up Jeff's video. Oh, 10 minutes ago from Louis Rossman. Hey, Bamboo Lab, come sue us. Gearling. Yeah, I'm never buying a Bamboo Lab 3D printer again. And then, so I replied to this, hey, the thing we've been saying was gonna happen, happened. And then somebody replied here, where did they reply? Somebody replied, and then I replied, because they accused me of being like a bamboo, here, let me find it, because I posted it in my Discord. Yeah. Pretty sure you were a huge bamboo defender, so you should probably sit this one out, to be honest. And I'm like, bruh? Bruh? I'm like, excuse me? Excuse me? Excuse me? Did they delete that comment? Wait, did they delete that? They deleted it. They deleted it. The person calling me a bamboo supporter deleted their comment. I can't find it. It's gone. They deleted it. Also, anytime, pro tip advice, it's the same reason like when you're on Twitter and somebody replies and their account name is random name followed by a bunch of numbers, odds are it's a bot account. On Twitter, same thing. If it's an account that has like Joshua and then like W5F4 whatever, I'm not saying it's always a botted account, but when you see this, this is an account that a while ago YouTube did like a migration thing and you had to like log in and change your name, or like there was like something they did. Basically this means that whoever's using this account hasn't like paid attention to their account, which a lot of the time means a bot. It's an account that is, or it's a throwaway account. So basically anytime I see a comment from an account that is name followed name dash random letters and numbers, odds are it's either a botted account or a throwaway account. That's usually like a good way of checking social media now. Like, okay, I can't show that account that just followed me because that's porn. Let me block it. Block. I'm just gonna pull up one of my recent follows because my Twitter account, now that I have like close to 20,000 followers, it's all bots now that follow me. But yeah, it's pretty obvious when you see accounts that are just like random name followed by a bunch of numbers. It's just a bot. Yeah, I was gonna pull up Jeff's video where we talk about it, and yeah, on my homepage is, you know, hey Bamboo, come sue me. There you go. Do I hear boss music? I'm honestly, part of me is kind of hoping Bamboo gets their comeuppance. They have based their entire business off of relying on technology developed by the open source community, and they have done feck all for giving back to the community. All they do is just like, how many times have they had to put out a retraction, or oops, we forgot to acknowledge the person who created the thing that we're totally stealing this idea from? Like, how many times have they had to do that over the years? Like, I'm sorry, you can't go in an industry where everything is, you know, the majority of the technology is based on free open source models, and then try and lock it down and expect all the influencers who, there's us in the community that care about this shit and those that don't, and it's pretty obvious who's on whose side. And it's like, if you notice, Bamboo doesn't really promote nowadays with 3D printing people. You notice how Bamboo has kind of moved on from promoting stuff through 3D printing content creators. They go for like the makers, the tertiary people that don't just do 3D printing. Because this kind of thing is only drama within the 3D printing community. The people printing Etsy slop for maker fairs, or for art in the parks and you know, that kind of stuff, they don't care about this shit. Trying to get all the stupid wires through here. There we go. Love cable management. It's so bad. This one. There we go. Okay. I love the power glove. It's so bad. Bamboo research. Yeah. I mean, Prusa has come out and said, like, they have acknowledged that when Bamboo Studio was in development in China internally, Prusa knew about Bamboo as a company and exactly what they were doing, because their slicer, Bamboo Studio, was so heavily based on Prusa slicer that it was still phoning home. So it was calling Prusa. You know how when you install Prusa slicer, it's like, do you want to remotely send data? Like send data about like what's being used, like how the printer is being used and whatnot. Do you want to send your information back to Prusa? And they see it come in and it's like build version of Prusa slicer, Bamboo Studio 0.111 or whatever it's called by Bamboo Research. And it's like, bruh, how obvious could you be? Your slicer is based on an open source slicer. You've acknowledged your printers are based on open source designs and inspired by open source designs. You've constantly taken tech and software, HueForge, the color blending thing. You constantly take ideas and things from the open source community and just repackage it and try and lock it down in your own walled ecosystem. I guarantee you, if any 3D printing company is going to be the company that bends the knee to these states that have, like, they want to control how people use their printers, and they want to limit what you can print to prevent guns from being printed, I guarantee you, if any company is going to support that shit, it's going to be Bamboo. I guarantee you, out of all the companies that are out there, if any of them are going to support this shit, I guarantee you Bamboo is probably going to be the ones to do it. I can totally see Bamboo going, oh, hey, Washington or New York or whatever, our printers are safe because users who buy Bamboo printers can only print stuff from the Bamboo Maker World store, and we approve everything on there. So no more G-code. It's only directly off the site. No slicing even. No, you don't need a slicer. We have everything pre-sliced for you. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, Boo. We got you. Don't worry about it. We got you, Boo. I could totally see Bamboo doing that. Because there's money to do it that way. Shove all the wires in. Okay, I should have left the tape on. Should have left the tape on. Bamboo is probably one of the companies lobbying for it. I have heard rumors of a couple companies that are supportive of this, including some resellers in the US, but I won't drop any names because I don't know for sure. And again, it's only rumors, and I don't want to be the guy who points the wrong finger at somebody. Okay. If it does come out, if any companies do come out in support of it, they, like if we find out a reseller or a printer manufacturer is in vocal support of these laws, they will never be featured on this channel ever again. And they will be called out on this channel as many times as I can. Like, it's bad enough everyone in this community who's a model maker is getting screwed over by all these AI slop factories now, and they have to deal with frickin' Meshy AI and Hypo AI and Tripo AI and all the other ones that flood my inboxes daily begging me to take money to promote their product. It's bad enough the model makers in our community have to deal with that shit. The last thing we need is a vendor coming like, oh yeah, we totally support all this stuff. It's great for the community to make 3D printing safe. Yeah, no, bullshit. You're saying it because you're getting paid. You're getting paid. Don't bend the knee. Okay. Take care, Nix. Okay, so now we got to do some crimping and stripping. Crimping and stripping. So that's going to go there. We'll just kind of make these all roughly the same length. So I got to figure out, let me see. What is this? BTT Kraken pinout. I do not use generative AI for anything. I'm not saying I don't use it messing around with it. Yeah, I will. But in terms of content on this channel, nothing is made with generative AI, and I refuse to do that. Unless something drastically changes. Okay, put it this way. The day you see me promote AI on this channel in a sponsored thing, just be forewarned, I will do it for an absolute bag. If a company rocks up and wants to drop 6 figures on promoting some AI slop generation machine, I'm sorry, 6 figures is 6 figures. But just know that's why I'm doing it. Because 6 figures is 6 figures, let's be honest. But let's also be honest, ain't nobody giving me 6 figures to promote some AI slop machine. But if some company does have a brain stroke and decides, oh, this Canuck creator guy, we're going to give him $150,000 to promote our AI slot machine. Just so you guys are aware, if you ever see me do it, you know why. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, it's like that game you all played in high school. Would you for X amount of money? There is a price point. There always is a price point. Are these the right ones? Are these... I think these are the right ones. Which ones are the end stops? Are these the end stops? Those are the end stops, right? Yeah, these are the end stops. These are the end stops. Yeah. Right? Okay, so they are 3. Okay, so I need... And I think I just put the outer 2 in, right? It's just the outer 2, right? Or no. Oh, shoot. I hate this. So it is... So the top row is the 5-volt. So don't plug in the 5-volt. So just the bottom 2. So bottom 2 is the end stops. Okay. Don't want to accidentally... Do I have another build plan? We build stuff on this channel constantly. I'm hoping... I'm talking with Jason from LDO. I'm hoping the baby belt kit shows up for next. I want to do a baby belt build. Obviously, there's Trident R2, which will be built on this channel. I just can't do it until Steve gives me permission to do it. Simple as that. Any Belgian viewers with an X1C with 4 AMSs, low hours, and a Panda status Revo where I can buy? Wait. Oh, want. You're trying to sell it? I mean, here's the thing. Like, honestly, if you have that setup and you're using it and it's working for you, if you don't need to get rid of it, you might as well keep it. Use it for filament rollover. Or just like I use the VVD here, where I just keep it loaded with a couple colors that I use often. And that way, when I'm lazy and in my house and I want to print something in a certain color, I don't have to come out here and pick the color because I already have a bunch loaded. So... I'm not going to say don't get rid of it, but I'm just going to say, just because something... I kind of don't like this mentality. It's not just in 3D printing. It's not just in 3D printing. It's in a lot of different hobbies and industries. But just because new thing came out doesn't mean old thing is bad. Okay? Oh, 4 AMSs. Oh yeah, you might want to get rid of some of those. Unless you want to have like your entire inventory of filament ready to roll at a moment's notice. That would be handy. Just because new thing came out doesn't mean old thing is now bad. It just means old thing is now old. If I were to build a Prusa Mark III's today, it would still be as good as a Prusa Mark III's was when it came out in like 2019. Okay? So if you're using it to print random benchies and whatnot, single color prints, and you don't need a ton of speed and you're in no rush, it's still a perfectly fine printer. It just, you know, doesn't have a web browser, it doesn't have a multi-material system. It's, you know, it's a little older, but still does exactly what it meant to do. So, like, I have a Prusa Mark 3.5. So it's a Mark 3 with the Mark 4 electronics. Okay, so it's a 3.5. So all the hardware on it is still 3.5. I like keeping it because it is my reference printer. If I need to compare a new printer to other printers on the market, that is my baseline. If a new printer comes out and it doesn't print as good as a Prusa Mark 3.5, that is my okay, this isn't a good printer. Because what do you mean you can't keep up with a printer that's mechanically 7 years old? That is my baseline. That is my reference point, right? Okay. So now, untangle these before I put the stupid things on them. Let's see here. So I need to put these on. That goes that way, so I need the bottom two. So it doesn't matter which one's which. Right? Yeah, because that goes in like that. Okay. And then, so which one's my X and which one's my Y? Again? Okay, X is left to right, right? So X is blue. X is blue. X is blue. So in that case, we will do X is the first one. X is blue. Actually, let me unplug you, slide these underneath the power supply to kind of do a little bit of cable management. X is blue. Y is that one. Okay. And just kind of shove these extra wires under here. Actually, screw it. Zip tie. Your X1 has become your multi. Yeah. Oh yeah. If you have a tool changer, and like literally, if you have a tool changer, there is no reason to use an AMS for multicolor. Like the moment you have a tool changer printer, you realize how much single nozzle multicolor printing sucks, and how actually viable multi-material is. There we go. Is this the best cable management in the world? Nope. But it's good enough for what we're doing. Okay. I probably could have gone underneath and out, but whatever. I don't care. We'll fix it later. Okay. So now, let's plug this in, turn it on. We should be able to get an XY home out of it. We should be able to get an XY home out of this now. Drop this down. There we go. Okay, on. Okay. Glorified filament rollover. It does work. Don't get me wrong. A multi-material system, an MMS like the VVD or the AMS or whatever, they do work. They do print multicolor. They're just very wasteful and slow at it, and they're really good for filament rollover. Filament rollover and a bunch of other stuff. They are valid for what they do. They just kind of, compared to a tool changer, they're kind of like, brah, why are you using this? Go. Okay. So, machine, printer.cfg. So let me comment out this guy. Okay. So let's see if this works. Let's see if this works. So we have okay. Diag pin. We don't need the diag pin. And stepper X and stop pin is PC15. Okay, so that's the same. That's easy. And Y is and stop pin PF0. Oh, would you look at that? It's good. Okay, so now go to machine and stops. So stepper Z is triggered in that. Okay, so now if I hit Y, it's triggered. Let go of Y, it's not triggered. X, triggered, let go of that. So now, if I go over here, and we move these like that, I should be able to, I have to home Y first. So Y has to be home first. So home Y. Home X. Okay. So how do I tell it to home Y before X? How do you tell it to home Y before X? So it has to home Y before X. It can't not home Y before X. Because it can't. It has to home Y before X. So safe Z home. Is there a G28 macro? Clipper home Y before X. To home YX before access, you must use homing override block. Okay, so you gotta use homing override. So you can't have a safe Z home. Okay, so you would do X axis is Y, X, Z, right? So printer.cfg, safe Z home. So if I do axis is Y, X, Z, save and restart. No, that ain't gonna work. Okay. Axis is not a valid section. Is this, how old is this? This is from 2020, jeez. I know you could do it in a macro. I just thought it would be like a configuration thing. I just kind of figured it would be in the configuration. Like you would think you could just tell it. It has to be. We are. Oh, we're in homing. Oh, okay. You can't have. So it has to be in homing override, but you can't have. The tool changer plugin has the homing override that does it for you. Okay. Well, we have all of this stuff from thing. The tool changer reconfigs, tool changer includes, save and restart. It's gonna error out now. No, that's not what it is. Why do I have Prusa stuff bookmarked? Delete bookmark. Is this it? There we go. Is this it? No, that ain't it. Oh wait, no, maybe that was it. Is this the easy stealth changer? Yeah, KTC easy. Okay, here we go. KTC easy. There we go. Home order. Yeah, but how do you have, you can't have homing override and then safe set home. And I think we need safe set home. Because option variable sensorless and G-code macro, yeah, homing override is now invalid. Okay, so in section G-code macro, where would that be at? Tool changer? Read-only configs, tools. Oh God, look at all this stuff. We're gonna have to, section G code macro homing override. Oh man, I really wish there was a button here that you could click that would bring you to this section. Oh God, macros? Oh my God, look at all this. Homing override. Okay, axes. Okay, so we need YXZ. YXZ. Okay. We don't have sensorless. Why are you trying to figure out sensorless? G-code macro sensorless home. We don't have sensorless home. I pricked the long week to switch. Yeah, okay, let's go through the help section. Okay, so, okay. The build is mechanically done. We can configure the tool heads now, okay? So, there are some things we're gonna have to fiddle with. One, the position of everything. I can undo 4 screws and slide the entire docking mechanism up and down. I can also feed through more Bowden cable if I need to make this longer. We have faffing around room, okay? We have faffing around room for this. So we do have working end stops, so we're good there. Step-by-step instructions. That's where we're at right now. Let me get a drink of my delicious gamer subs. Use code Canuck to get some for yourself, because I'm going to be thirsty for this. I just wanted to see if I can home it before we faff around with this shit. Okay. Remind me to tighten these up. I have loose screws in here. I'm going to tighten these up. Yeah, remind me to tighten these guys up at some point. Okay, I need a stronger drink. It's not the Saturday night stream yet. It's not the Saturday night stream yet. Okay. So, software overview. Stealth Changer has been tested to work with Clipper-based 3D printers. Clipper Tool Changer, often referred to KTC, is collaborative extension by that. So, overview. Clipper Tool. So, we've done that. Installation. We went through all this. Okay. So, we set that up. We included the configs. And we did this. Okay. Now we're on to... I'm assuming we just go down the list. There's no, oh, here we go, configuration overview. Clipper Tool Changer splits its config into 2 segments. The Tool Changer config, which contains configurations for Tool Changer specific, and the Tools config, which contains the, okay, so let me bring this up. Okay, so we got the Tool Changer config and the Tools config. There's tool changer. Where's tools? Tools, tool changer. Okay. Before running Clipper Tool Changer Easy, you'll need to make a few changes to your existing Clipper configuration. Ooh, what is that? Okay. Okay. This involves removing or commenting out certain sections that may or conflict with that framework and introducing new configurations for tool changer specific. Okay, existing config. Okay. So, I don't know why my eyes are not working right now. Everything's kind of fuzzy. I don't know if I slept weird, like face down and put pressure on my eyes, but. In the tool changer config, you can disable sensor list. Well, we're gonna just follow the instructions. We're just gonna go through, follow the instructions. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. Although I just want to check, is my camera working? It is! Yay! I gotta rotate that. Horizontally and vertically. There we go. Thumbs down. Thumbs up. Yeah, this camera is not the greatest camera, but good enough cam. There we go. Save webcam. There we go. So now we have a webcam. Dashboard. There we go. Good enough cam. There we go. We got the webcam. Yeah. It's like down here in the corner. It's not a great webcam. But it's like right here, and it's like it's good enough. It's the good enough cam. Eater. Machine. I don't know why I'm playing around with webcam settings. Edit crowsnest.com. 1280 by 720. Save and restart. There we go. Good enough. Okay. Okay. So, in order for Clipper Tool Changer Easy to operate, some of your existing configs will either be made redundant or be need to transfer into the tool file or tool config file. Everything related to the toolhead will be moved to the tool config file or made redundant. For now, it is best to comment out these items so they can be easily referenced if needed. MCU name, extruder. So we don't have extruder. We don't have that. Don't have that. Fan, heater fan. Oop, 1 second. Hello? Oh. Thank you, buddy. What's up? What do you see? What? What? Here? Oh, hey, buddy. No? Okay. You have a good day at school? Okay. Hey, the end stops showed up. Good thing I didn't need to find this pack of end stops because I found more of them. Yay. Okay. Okay, so MCU name. This I shouldn't have to worry about because we only have the one MCU. So I'm assuming this is meaning like toolhead MCUs. Same with like this and this. So I shouldn't need to worry about this. I don't have an extruder section. I don't have any of this. And fan and heater fan we don't have. Because the only fans I have in here is the controller fan. I deleted all the other fans. So we should be good. we should be good. Toolhead boards. If you're already running a toolhead board, it's likely these sections are already in a separate file. You can simply comment them out. Okay, sweet. Homing section. Clipper tool changer uses the tools probe for Z homing. Stepper Z section needs to be updated. Change end stop pin to that. Okay, so we go here. Stepper Z. End stop pin. Control V, I already have that, but we will just do that just to make sure. Remove position end stop as is now. Okay, so position end stop. Did I already get rid of that? Position end stop, I did. Okay, cool. So that's gone. Okay. Position end stop parameter is incompatible with probe C and must be removed to prevent configuration errors. Okay. Clipper tool changer has its own homing routine based on routine and requires any existing overrides to be disabled. Probe, homing override, and safe set. Okay, so we got to get rid of probe. Let's get rid of probe. Okay. So I'm just going to delete it all. No point in having probe. Boom. Okay. We don't need homing override. Don't need that. And we don't need safe set home. Safe set home. Oh. Okay. So we don't need safe set home, and we don't have homing override. I don't think. Override. Yeah, we don't have override. Okay. So that's good there. Because the tool has its own opto tap sensor, probe will be defined as tool probe and become part of the new tool config. Okay, save values. If you have any of the following save values at the bottom of printer.cfg that were saved via the save config, they will need to be removed. Probe and extruder. Heater bed, no. Okay, we're good there. Okay, so we're good there. With Clipper Tool Changer Easy, save config should be used for saving values. Using save config can cause conflicts with tool configs. The value should be entered in the section of tool config. Okay, cool. Tool Changer config. Sweet. Okay. This is gonna be fun. I got my bender. He's giving me words of encouragement, and I don't know where my rubber ducky went. I got my wubby ducky for keeping me sane during this. Something about rubber ducky coding, right? Rubber ducky, I have a wubby ducky, close enough. Shenanigans have begun. Oh yeah, we're in. Somebody get Luke from Luke's lab. Somebody wake up Luke. He's into all these shenanigans. Okay, the tool changer config sets up the main tool changer objects as well as homing and tool calibration. It is important to have an understanding of each section and the effect they have on the base Clipper installation. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is cut off all these stupid things because I want to be able to accidentally grab my tools if I need to. Okay, so reminder, the tools are free now. The tools are free, and I am going to pick up tool 0 and I am going to dock it on the tool head. Okay. So tool 0 is docked on the tool head. Okay. And the end stop works. So that's good. I should probably check all the end stops. Let me double check the end stops. Okay. Okay, that one works. That one works. That one works. Okay, all the end stops trigger. We're good. You could see how it's red. It's red. That means it's working. Okay, so all the end stops work. Probably a good idea to make sure those work before we get too far into the process. Okay. So rounded path gives non-printing G-code moves calculated rounding corners, minimize jerk, and okay, so rounding path, okay. Force move is built into Clipper and requires to be enabled for Clipper tool changing easy. Force move enable. So do I have this in here? Okay, so save and restart. Force move is enabled. Okay, so these are already in here. Okay. Tool changer section. The tool changer section enables the tool changing capabilities and contains variables specific to changing tools. So are these the locations? Okay. Wow. Look at all that science. Further information can be found in the tool changer documentation. Sweet. Fun and long process. Oh my God. Is this something I should be getting? Like, okay, we'll just keep going through it. We'll just keep going through it. Because you guys know me. I don't like stopping midway through doing something on a stream. But I got a feeling this is going to be multiple streams no matter what I try. So this is just telling us what each thing is. Okay. G-code, homing, macro override. Clipper tool changer has its own homing routines that homes the y-axis first, which allows tools on the shuttle to be clear of the umbilical cables before homing the x-axis. Homing override config variables. Okay, so this is all disabled. Must be completed. So I'm assuming we shouldn't mess with it right now because it's not telling me to mess with anything. This is just telling me what everything is. Or should I be adjusting this as I go? All right. Because this is all... I don't know why I have that click there. Did I do something? Getting 2 changing takes a few hours, then you have 4. Oh God. Okay. Adjusting the default deadband will change the precision required when using the M109 macro. Deadband defines the acceptable temperature range around the target set point from which the printer considers the temperature close enough to proceed. For example, with a deadband value of 4, the printer will continue operations once the actual temperature is within ±2C of the target. Increasing the deadband can allow faster tool change times, but it reduces temperature. Oh, so you could tell it to, like, instead of it being like, okay, you know how when you start a print, the tool head gets to like 220 for PLA or whatever, and then you wait a minute for it to stabilize and then it goes and prints. You could tell it to be like, oh, 4. So the moment it gets within +2, -2, because it's a band of 4, right? So it's in the middle, so +2, -2. If it was a band of 6, it would +3, -3. Take everyone here, who here hasn't taken a metrology class? Who here doesn't know what metrology is? That's a better question. Everyone take metrology. It's a study of measurement. But anyways, variables and tolerancing. Anyways, short story long. I'm assuming what this means is as it's heating up, the moment it gets within +2, -2, it just go. It's good enough. It's good enough. So instead of it waiting for it to get to 220 and stabilize at 220, because it does that with the little PID where it takes a moment to stabilize, we could just basically F it, we're within range, go. So should I be adjusting these as I do this? False, uses your own rest. So should I be adjusting these now, or is this just telling me to do these? Because the next part is tool config. No? So I should not be adjusting these right now? Okay. So this is just telling me what everything is. Okay. So the guide will tell me what to change and when. Okay, we are trusting the guide with this. Set temperature with deadband, calibration switch, change the calibration switch macro, variables to the absolute position of the top of your multi-axis calibration probe. Y'all have multi-axis calibration probes? Section is optional and required infusion and calibration probe. Okay, well, we ain't. We're doing this the old-fashioned way. We're eyeballing that shit. Mark 1 eyeball, just kind of like, good enough, good enough. So here's the thing. I got people telling me don't adjust it yet, and then I have people telling me, yes, you should. Tools calibrate. Defining the tools calibration enables the multi-axis probe calibration. Change the variables to match your requirements. This section is optional and required if using automated calibration probes such as the sex ball probe. Ooh la la, look at that sex ball. Cool. Okay, tool config. Each tool has its own configuration file stored in printer data config, tool changers, tool. Get familiar. Yeah, he's actually going, dude, this thing is complicated as heck. And this is something I haven't done before. So yeah, we kind of are reading the manual. We kind of are going through the manual today. Each tool has its own configuration. Okay, it's stored in config, tool changer, tools. These files should be named according to tools index. For example, T0.cfg T1. Okay, so where is this at? Where is this? Oh, that's the sex bolt. Printer data, config, tool changers, tools. Okay, so we're going to need to make a bunch of these tool configs. Okay, so we're going to have to make all the tool configs because every one of these is running a, I don't even know, a stealth nevermore. What are these boards called again? What are the boards called again? I tried to do it before without, yeah, we're reading the docs. So we're going to need to make a bunch of these. So LDO, what are the tool heads called on this? What are the controller boards on these? They're not Nevermores. What are they called? What are they called? LDO, not Krakens, not Never. What are the LDO tool head boards called? LDO documentation. What are they called? Stealth changer? No, that's not that. Tool board. Nighthawks. That's what they are. Nighthawks. Nope, not. Nighthawk 36. That's what it is. Nighthawk 36. There we go. Okay. So, where is the config? I need a config for this. Okay, putty. Clipper out. So these are already flashed. Ready to upload. Okay, where is the example config? Ooh, what's this? Custom firmware. What is? Go back. Okay. Where's the example config? Uploading via catapult. Where's the example config for this? Firmware setup, catapult here. Oh. Well, the tools folder is an EBB toolhead board. So we need a different toolhead board. I'm looking for the EBB, oh, here we go. There it is. Nighthawk config. So copy all of this. Goodbye. Okay, MCU Nighthawk. So am I going to have to call them? Okay, so this will be MCU Nighthawk 0. Because I'm going to have, I can't use MCU Nighthawk for everything, right? Because, let me just save. Let me see. So tool 2. Yeah, EBB T1. Yep. So I'm going to have to call them, so NHK 0. So I'm going to have to call each one by its own. And then we're going to have to figure out, yeah, okay. Oh, this is going to be fun. Oh man, this is going to be fun. Let me pull this screen closer to me. Let me pull the monitor closer to me so I can see what the hell I'm doing. I have to pull the monitor closer to me because I'm going to need my eyes for this. Okay, because now we have to go through, and every time you see an NHK, we have to add a 0. Okay, so control Or actually, let me do this. Control F, NHK, replace with NHK0. Replace all. Go. Oh yeah. Okay, I just got to delete that one. There we go. Look, big brain. Biggest brain using their actual elite hacking skills. There we go. Okay. So, I'm assuming these are orbiters. So, resonance tester. So this is going to be pro points, yeah. I'm getting one set up, and then I'm going to copy this one and use that for all of them. So pro points. So this is going to be 165. Because this is a 300 build. There we go. Do not read chat. What do you mean read chat? I am reading chat. There are example configs for the T0 and the what do you mean the T? Yeah, there are example configs here. Please follow the instructions. Tool config, MCU. Yeah, they have example configs here. Oh, they got Nighthawks. Okay, so we did that. It's much the same as your triple, with the exception the tools that are not T0 require a tool number to activate them. Okay, so extruder. So are these the same pins? Let me double check this. So extruder. 23, 24, 25, 23, 24, 25, 9, 29, 16, 9, 29. Okay. So I can copy this. Next page, examples. Oh wow, they got pre-made ones. Oh shit, okay. Well, we will just steal these ones then. Nighthawk 36. Okay. Shit. What is T0? Oh, there's the. Okay. This file contains. Okay. Nighthawk. Which version do I have here? Which version of the Nighthawk do I have? Does it tell me on here somewhere? Does it matter which one I have? V1.4.2. Okay, so okay. So copy all of this. Control copy. Delete all that. Okay, so there's that. ADXL T0, Nighthawk that. Extruder Orbiter 2.5 with that. Okay, so these are all orbiters. So we're good there. Two of them are Orbiter 2s and two are 2.5s. Is there, I can't remember how big the difference is between the 2 and the 2.5. I think it's just quality of life. I don't think the gearing is different between them. So I'll leave them the same for now because they are Orbiter 2.5s. They are using, the hot ends on these are, shoot. They're Luke's Labs. I don't know what the thermistors are. I think they're just standard thermistors. I gotta ask Luke. I think they're just normal thermistors. I can't remember. They might be NT100s. I can't remember. Or PT 1000? Would they be PT 1000s or PT 100s? What's the easiest way to tell? Because I don't know. Probably PT 1000s. That's what I'm thinking. I mean, shoot. Let me turn the Venture XL on. Because whatever I have, it's the same as in the Venture XL. So let me turn the Venture XL on. Pull the lever, Kronk. Get back here. Oh, I love turning this printer on. The printer, the Venture XL makes a nice, satisfying thunk when you turn it on. So we'll just steal from the Venture XL, whatever the Venture XL has. Measure the resistance. That would require me taking it apart. We'll just use whatever the Venture XL has. I'm pretty sure they're PT 1000s. So we have that, pull up resistor, micro steps, that should all be good there. Okay, extruder, orbiter 2.5, sure. T0 hot end fan. Extruder number. So I would do extruder 0, right? Right? Change the match the extruder you are configuring. Extruder. Okay, so this is just extruder, I think. Because let me see what the examples say for T2. So this is called extruder 1. Okay, so 0 doesn't have anything. Okay. Heater temp 50. Oh, that's when that kicks on. Okay. Part fan. So let me pull up the pin out just to make sure I have these plugged into the right ones, because they're all wired up the same. So part cooling fans are on the outside. So GPIO 16 or GPIO 6 is part fan. So part fan is GPIO 6, yeah. Hot end fan is plugged into this guy right here. Hot end fan, so that's 16 and 5. And that is 5, yeah, okay. So we're good there, okay. So that should be good there. Tool 0, so that's 0. Extruder, okay, that's good. Fan, T0 part fan. The absolute, it's also input shaper. Tool 0 probe. So this is the probe. The probe is plugged into this guy right here. Which one is it? It's this one. It's this. Probe is probe, which is GPIO 10. Yeah, that's plugged in correctly. Okay, and then NeoPixel. We don't got no stinking NeoPixels, but I'll just leave the config for now. I didn't bother putting NeoPixels in the toolhead. It's just a thing that can fail. I don't bother with NeoPixels in toolheads. And then G-code macro T0, variable must be 0, leave empty, select, okay. So, obviously we're gonna have to change this. The problem is, while the tool heads are all seen by the printer, I have no way of knowing which tool head is which. So we're gonna leave this value for now. Okay, so that is tool 0, okay? So, now we gotta copy all of this, because this is tool 2, which is 1, because computer, it starts at 0, not 1. Okay, so this is NHK 1 now, because this one is NHK 0. And then also, let me double check. Oh, what do I enable these? T0, yeah, so I just call it T0. Okay, so rename, rename, just to T0 .cfg, rename, T1. Okay. So now, shouldn't need to change that. That should be good there. That should all be good there. Let me find out where I have the Venture XL. Where's the Venture XL? Are you the Venture XL? No. Are you the Venture XL? No. Are you the Venture XL? You're the Venture XL. Okay. Machine. Where is the toolhead? EVB? I think it's EVB. Extruder. Sensor pin, control, PT1000. Yeah, it is PT1000. Okay. PT1000. There we go. Extruder, extruder 1, NHK1. I don't think I have to change much here. Save, right? I don't think I actually have to change much. Orbiter, hot end fan, we verified the fans. All of them are, as long as all of them are wired up the same, which they should be because we built them all at the same time, we should be okay. 2-1 probe 1. That's 1. Key 1 part fan, extruder 1. Okay, so that's that. So now, duplicate, T2. Duplicate. So now, Control F, NHK1, replace that with NHK2. So that replaces all of those. Okay, oop, shoot, Control Z. NHK2, capital. There we go. Okay, so NHK2, ADXL T2, extruder. So let's find extruder 1. We're going to change that to extruder 2. Replace all. Okay. Okay. Is chat working? It just said chat was disconnected. Are you guys there? Are you guys alive? If it's working, gift a sub. That's how we'll check if it's working. Everyone gift a sub. Make sure it's working. Okay. So now I need to go through and verify. So that's PT1000, so that's good there. So this is extruder 2. T2. Axis map. What does axis map mean? Extruder 2. Change that to T2 hot end fan. NHK2 GPIO 5 extruder 2. Change this to T2. Tool T2. Tool number 2. Extruder 2. Fan T2. Agnatic gifted a community membership. Hey, chat's working. Tool probe T2. NeoPixel T2. You know, we're not using NeoPixels. And G-code macro T2. Select tool T2. Okay. Okay. Save. Okay, and then we duplicate, and this will be T3. Duplicate. Okay. Line 91. What is line 91? Oh, there we go. Tool 2. Okay, so now let's do it again. So now Control F, NHK2. We're going to replace that with NHK3. Replace all. Okay. Now we're going to find extruder 2, and we're going to replace that with extruder 3. Place all. There we go. Okay. So Nighthawk 3, ADXL 3, extruder 3. Scroll down. Let's go down. PT 1000. Extruder 3. T3. Hot end fan. Extruder 3. T3 part fan. Tool T3. Tool number 3. Extruder 3. Oh, fan T3. Tool probe T3. Tool 3. Tap probe activate extruder 3. New pixel T3. And G-code macro T3. And tool equals 3. Save. Okay, so that is that. So extruder, we're good there. TMCs, should be good there. Heater fans, fan generic, okay. So just going through all this, G-code macro, cool. Examples, so we've done this. Okay. Is when you have ADXL sensors. Oh yeah, good point, good point. Okay, so that is the example. Validation. Pre-launch, before configuring and calibrating the other tools, it is advised to get the printer printing with tool 0 before continuing configuration of everything else. Before homing and starting a print, there are some checks we make sure everything behaves as intended. Hardware checks. Okay. The problem is, I hit save and restart here. And it's doing this, so we'll go through this. Okay. Because we didn't go through and set up any of this stuff. Because it hasn't told me to set up this stuff. It just says, okay, this is what this is. So I guess I have to adjust this stuff now. It hasn't told me to, it just told me what it is. This section must be completed. Okay, so homing override, so we don't have sensor lists. Homing variable Y. Rebound Y. Do it. Okay, I mean we're not running sensor lists, so whatever. Variable stepper drivers. Okay. Deadband. And it'd be to match the location of your calibration switch. You don't have a calibration switch. Sensorless X in section G-code macro homing override config is not valid. False. Oh, I see what you mean. I see what you mean. I see what you mean. so false, false. Initial error during connect. Error importing numpy. You should not try to import numpy from its directory. Please exit the numpy source tree and relaunch your Python interpreter from there. What? Also, we're not using 2209s, we're using 5160s. I don't think it matters. Need to install numpy. I thought we had numpy installed. Okay, what's the command to install numpy? Quick, somebody tell me the command to install numpy. Why can't I spell? Pi at 192.168.110.175. Raspberry. Rosebud. Didn't Chow do it? Clipper numpy. Thought we had numpy installed. Sudo apt-get install numpy. Okay, well, sudo apt update. Could have sworn we had numpy. Oh well. We will install numpy now. While numpy installs, which it takes a while, what are y'all up to? What's everyone up to today? What is everyone up to today? Package libass cannot be installation. What? Package libatlas base dev has no installation. What? That's the thing to install numpy. Numpy install issues. Sudo apt install numpy. Has no installation candidate. Maybe we already, let me restart it. Let me restart this. Reboot. Let me do a reboot. Just because it's been a while. Sudo apt update. Yeah. Let me do a, yeah. Shot me a link with the same error in Discord. Found the said to reinstall OpenLibs and sudo apt-get install. Okay, I see. Okay. And now Gamers Nexus is getting involved in this. Now Gamers Nexus and freaking PC Jesus is getting involved with this. Like, holy shit, Bamboo, you make a good printer, okay? You're making it really hard for me to recommend your really good printers at really affordable price points to people that are just looking for things that make plastic boat, when you're just doing stupid ass shit as a company. Like, oh my God, it's like that meme where like, they use it from various different things, but it's like a bunch of people staring in shock while certain thing, I can't even make fun of it on stream. You've probably seen the meme. And it's just like, everyone's like, quit shooting yourself in the foot, Bamboo. Fuck you, Pampa Lab, Orca Slicer, download with permission. Yeah, fuck Bamboo. They're hosting it on their own server. Good God. He's working on the full piece. So you know there's going to be a video coming out on this. Bamboo, it's not hard to not be dicks, okay? You're making enough money, okay? You're making a good product that people will buy. You don't have to be dicks to penny pinch everything out of everyone. Because now the entire 3D printing community that supports open source won't buy your shit now. So you're now alienating a market just so you can continue to control your little walled garden ecosystem. You're shooting yourself in the foot in the long term for short-term dominance. Because guess what? All it takes is, you know, Chief Cheeto down south of me to go whatever, stroke, and ban Chinese printers or whatever. They already did it to DJI. Like, don't even say, like, here's the thing, like Barticus, yes, oh, the CCP don't follow logic. This is all Chinese. This entire fucking printer we're building right now is Chinese. This is LDO and Big Tree Tech. Those are Chinese companies. I got nothing against Chinese companies. It's just some companies, let's be honest here. It doesn't matter where companies are from. A lot of them are just being dicks right now. Where they're from doesn't mean they're a dick company. It just, you know, not all Chinese companies are dicks, but this company from China is being a dick right now. So, like this entire, actually, no, the frame is Misumi. The frame is Japanese, but no, the rest of this printer is Chinese. It's all Chinese, except for the frame, which is Misumi extrusion. So what, Japanese? Everything else on here is China. I got nothing. I've been to China. It's a really nice country. You should go to China if you ever get the chance. It's beautiful, good food. You'll walk a lot. You'll lose weight on a vacation. It's not that often that happens. China's awesome. I enjoyed my time there. But obviously, like, she's freaking hell. I would make a video and jump on this bandwagon too, but I don't want to deal with the YouTube comments from doing it. All made in Taiwan. American components, Russian components, all made in Taiwan. Okay, are we back online? Are we back online? Try again. Let me see here. Okay, so let's see what this says. Okay, so according to this, I found a post that said to reinstall sudo last with sudo apt install that. Okay, so sudo. Oh wait, that ain't gonna work because I'm not in SSH. Okay, Raspberry. I'm gonna go live over here now. Okay, so that sudo apt install that. Raspberry. Yes. Okay. What do they do again? Iconic Fab. They're going after. They're basically going after somebody who made a a fork of Orca Slicer that still works with the Bamboo plug. I don't even know, like, here's the thing. I'm not even following this because I don't even use Bamboo printers anymore, so I really don't care. But TLDR, they're basically abusing AGPL. They're basically saying, you can't do this, we're gonna sue you, you need to take this down, cease and desist, because while we're allowed to not follow the AGPL, by you exploiting the fact that we left a bunch of shit still AGPL in there, and you're using stuff that's there, and you're not, like, they're accusing somebody of impersonate, like, it's a bullshit thing, but, you know, it's a small open source developer, so they're like, oh, I don't want to deal with this heat, and they backed off. But now, like, Louis Rossmann and Gamers Nexus and all these, you know, big figures in open source and computers and tech are like, nah, dog, stand your ground, we'll pay for it. It's like blowing up in Bamboo's face. Because, you know, we just can't, you know, it's the conundrum of, why have 2 money when I can be a dick to the community and burn all my bridges and have 3 money? That's what we're going through right now with Bamboo. They're like, we're making money, but we could be making more money if we're dicks about it. And you wonder why Bamboo doesn't want to work with me. So, you know what? I'll do an upgrade too. Why not? Do an upgrade, make sure everything's good. Yes, make sure everything's update. And then we'll install numpy here. Yeah, the Barbara Streisand, the Streisand effect, I don't know if the Streisand effect has a Chinese equivalent. They're guarding their wall guard. Tinfoil hat on, I can totally see Bamboo being a company that supports this whole lockdown, no gun printing, we need to approve all models, because Bamboo is already setting up the foundation for an ecosystem that the only thing printed on Bamboo printers is stuff that they approve through MakerWorld. And I can totally see a company like Bamboo taking advantage of these states in the US that are trying to pass draconian anti-consumer laws into what you can use your 3D printing for, or 3D printer for, and be like, hey, state of New York, we're Bamboo Lab. Our printers are compliant because people can only print things on that we approve on our site on the printers. They can't print random G code. I could totally see them doing that. I can totally see them trying to take advantage of that market segment. So, I'm not saying they will. I'm not saying I've heard anything about it. I'm just saying, based on their current trend of anti-consumer practices, I can totally see them doing that sort of thing. And I'm wearing the tinfoil hat for a reason, because this is tinfoil hat shit. Okay, don't take it seriously. So, this is why I keep the tinfoil hat. When I wear the hat, it means I'm talking out of my ass. Sousa, you want a Prusa? Hey man, take advantage of the market. If you've noticed, there's been quite a few, I've noticed quite a few tech channels have kind of moved away from Bamboos lately. In case you haven't noticed, LMG, they use a lot of Prusas now, and I'm not gonna call it the LMG cinematic universe, but let's call it the Vancouver-based tech YouTuber cinematic universe. A lot of them are all using Prusa machines. Not Louis Rossmann, William Osman, he's got a bunch of Prusas. It's kind of like, I don't want to say, like, I don't want to be like conjecture or put labels on, but it seems like the more actual tech orientated channels are more using Prusa machines and other 3D printers. And I'm doing this for the channel because the channel's my job and this is my job kind of channels are using Bamboo machines. So Prusa on their work. Damien, do you want them to build printers in China? That's the only way they can get cheaper. Like, believe me, if Prusa knows price point is a massive problem with them. Prusa is well aware that their prices drive a lot of people away. If they could sell the printers at a lower price and still be a viable company, they would. They're not selling Core 1s for whatever the price is because they just threw a number at a board. That's just what the market dictates. They're building them in the EU with as much locally sourced and European sourced products as possible. Bondtech Index, manufactured in the EU. The molds that they're using for the parts after the initial Founders Edition, those are EU manufactured molds that are going to be running in the EU. Like, the only way, it sucks. Believe me, it sucks. The only way to build modern electronics cheap is to do it in China. And the moment you do it in China, in 5 years, why would I buy yours? Because there's a company in China building the one-to-one exact opposite copy. That's how it works. That's how it works. So it is what it is. It sucks, but the pricing is the pricing because they aren't building in China. You can't build that cheap unless you build in China. Or we're still getting what is this? Oh, did I not? I thought I did that. Okay. Yeah, that's upgraded. Okay. Okay, why isn't this installing? Why isn't it installing? What would be wrong with Prusa building printers in China? Then it's not a Prusa. If you want to buy a cheap Chinese printer, buy a Bamboo. Like, okay, who is that? Who said that? Candid Pro? Candid Pro, your job now is to fly to Prague and tell all 1,000 employees of Prusa to fuck off, quit they no longer have a job, we're building our shit in China now. That's your job now. You want a cheap Prusa? Go fly to Prague, walk into Prusa, tell all 1,000 employees, fuck off, you're now employed, we're building our printers in China. Also, why would you buy a Prusa that's built in China? Like, a big reason people buy Prusas is they are the not Chinese 3D printing company. Like, as much as it sucks, and believe me, prices suck for a lot of shit right now. Inflation's insane, wages are down, it sucks. But the argument of, I just want it cheaper is not a valid argument. Because literally entire industries are dying because I don't care about it, I want it cheaper. The amount of comments I saw about the Infinimec or whatever they're called that are straight up cloning Index, the amount of comments I saw from people that are like, oh, I don't care, it's gonna be cheaper than Index, I'm gonna buy it. I want an Index, but it's too expensive, I'm gonna buy the knockoff because it's cheaper. It's disheartening as shit, because why would any company in the West develop new tech if nobody's gonna buy it? They'll just wait for the cheap foreign knockoff of it. Like, what's the incentive for me or anyone to design anything in the West and come out with an emergent new technology and things if it's like, well, what's the point? Because you're not going to buy it because you're too cheap. You're just going to wait for the Chinese knockoff. Like, it sucks. It sucks. Okay. Plenty of companies have factories in China. Yeah, I know. Go buy a Chinese printer. You don't have to buy a Prusa. Go buy a Chinese printer if you want a cheap Chinese printer. Try this. Steve, you might have to, yeah, I don't know why it's not installing. No installation candidate. Yeah. A big part of Prusa's business is they get a lot of government and government, scientific, educational. They get a ton of sales because they are a domestically manufactured thing. They build printers in the US through Printed Solid, and they build printers in the EU. Them being able to sell domestically produced things that meet domestically produced certifications is actually a massive book of business for them, right? The US military, the DoD of a bunch of different countries aren't going to buy Chinese printers and hook them up to their networks, but they can buy Prusas that are designed specifically to be hardened for that kind of shit. Prusa sells specifically hardened machines for that market. There is a market that exists for these printers, and them not being cheap Chinese printers is a valid market segment. The problem is, it sucks when you're just, little Timmy trying to buy a printer to print, Flexi Dragons on. Try restarting. Okay, let me do a restart and try again. Reboot. So, Chinese knockoff is Kickstarter. Kickstarter sucks. Kickstarter, I refuse. I've had companies go up to me, Snapmaker. I refuse to promote anything being promoted on Kickstarter unless the Kickstarter needs to exist. So if you're an established company promoting on Kickstarter, or you're trying to, like Infinimec, you're trying to use it as a promotional tool, I will not promote your shit. If you come up to me and like, hey, me and my buddies developed this like cool thing and we're looking to get exposure on it and we literally need the Kickstarter to succeed so we can get funding, I would have no problem promoting that or featuring that product, as long as I'm allowed to go, bro, this is a Kickstarter. If you want to support it, just be aware you could be throwing your money away. Kickstarting is gambling. When you support something on Kickstarter, you need to fully understand that that money that you are giving to that Kickstarter may just disappear into the ether, and you have to accept that. Okay? I used to play EVE Online. I was a low-sec pilot flying around No Man's Star. Every time I undocked, I fully understood there was a chance I would be not docking in my ship. So. Like, you just kind of, I fly FPV quads. Every time I take off a quad and go for a fly, there's a chance that quad ain't coming back. It is what it is. Okay, what's going on now? Why aren't you starting up? Bernica, cheers to Bondtech and Bruce for not doing that crap. Yeah. Oh, what? Okay, we're in. Okay, install. Still not installing. What is going on here? Did I update the Toolhead USB pass? Oh, no, but I haven't done an include. I don't have them included yet. Oh! Oh, I think we're good. I think we're good on the numpy thing. I think we're good on the numpy thing now. We might be good on the numpy thing now, because we're not getting the numpy issue anymore. Okay, so we're not getting the numpy issue anymore. Okay. Shit, where were we at? Where were we at in here? Tool config? We did the tool config. Yeah, we're past the numpy issue. Okay, where were we at again? Okay, examples. Validation. Okay. So, how do we get the... Because we have... Okay, so how do I figure out what is the easiest way to tell which one of these stupid things is which one? Because I need to assign... I need to assign these now. Tool changer, tools. I need to figure these out. Unplug them one by one. True. Can you just unplug a USB and it works? Well, I don't want to unplug them at the tool head, but I can unplug the USBs at the back because I don't want to depower them. Yeah, they disappear. Okay, so let's pull this cover off. Okay, cover's off. Oh wait, they're not USB. Shoot. They're not engaged because they're stepper motors. They're stepper motors and they have drivers. Are they safe to unplug? The Peachy printer. I mean, bruh, I didn't fund it on Kickstarter, but we got a Tico right here on the back. I have a Tico on the wall. I have a Tico. Toolhead and stop probe on check. Oh, yeah, but I would need the US. I would need to know. Oh, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Okay, watch. Oh, okay, these are. I'm gonna have to. I got this. Okay, I got this. Okay. Watch. So let me copy all these. We're gonna figure this out. Watch. Copy. Notepad. Okay, watch. We're doing this big brain style. Oh my God, freaking Notepad. Why do you get rid of all this? Notepad cannot find specified. Close all this shit. I love how I have 20 printer.cfgs open in Notepad. Okay. Don't save. There we go. Okay. So, you ready? Okay. Save. 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 Save and restart. That fan is on. One of these fans is on. Why is one of these fans on? Okay, so this is Tool 0 hot end fan. So that's not Tool 0. That is Tool 3. Okay, so Tool 3, or correction, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2. Tool 2, the fan is on, okay? But it thinks it's Tool 0. So, thinks it's Tool 0. That's T3. So if I go here, machine, this one, it's this one, okay? And then T2, we'll swap that with this one. Okay, and then extruder 2. Okay, why is this fan on? Why is this fan on? Save and restart. Okay. That fan is still on. Shit. Why is it saying Tool 0 is still on? Why is it saying Tool 0 is on? Because it's reading 158 degrees. Oh, because I didn't change it to a PT1000. That's why. PT1000. That's why. There we go. Okay, so now machine and stops. No active tool. Oh no! Okay, well I can do the fans. Okay, so Tool 0 part fan, go. That is 3. Okay, so this one is, actually I had it right the first time. So when I tell Tool 0, it's actually turning on Tool 2. So Tool 2, shoot, should be this guy. Okay. All right. Save. Save and restart. Okay, so now if I tell tool 0 to turn part fan on max, why are you still doing that one? Okay, well, in that case, am I doing this backwards? One second. Okay. Printer is not ready. What do you mean printer is not ready? Come on. Oh, do I have, okay, so what do we got here? So 528, okay, so 528, 8F, 83, or wait, 483, 783. Okay, so they're all different now. Why aren't they communicating? Because I'm an idiot. That's why. That's why. I'm an idiot. Okay, let me, okay. Watch. Okay, I'm an idiot. Let's see if I'm doing this right. Okay. It's taking me a minute to sort this out. So 0. Okay, so what I need to do, copy T2, copy this, okay, go to T0, that, copy, get rid of the old one, that's what it is, get rid of the old one. Okay, and then copy this, or save. Okay, close, go to T2. There. Yeah, I commented out the wrong one, that's why. Okay. Save and restart. Okay. Why aren't you working? What do we got here? Oh, no, we're good. It just took a minute. We're good. Okay, we're good. Okay, so now, so T0 max. That's T2. That's T2. Okay, so this is actually T1. So T0 is T1. Am I going the, I'm doing it backwards. So this, so when I tell T0, it's actually turning on T1. Ah, fuck it. Okay, so when I tell, this is the code for T. Okay, so I gotta move from T1. Okay, move this to T0. Okay, and move this T1. Save and restart. Copy all 4 and comment them out. Yeah, I could do that. Okay. Or I could do this stupid way like I'm doing right now. Okay, so T0 is now T3. T1. T1's right. T1's right. T1's right. T1's right. T2 is right. T2 is right. And T3 is T1. Okay, so I just need to change 0 and 1. Or 0 and 3. I just got to change 0 and 3. Okay, so this one. Copy this. Okay, copy that. Go to this. That. And then we're going to copy that. Delete that. Delete that. Okay, save. Come down here. Save and restart. It's like we're playing the cup game. We're doing the cup game here. Okay, so now T1 part fan. Yes! Okay, both fans are going. T1 part fan. We're good. T2 part fan. Okay, we're good. T3 part fan. Yes, we're good. What is it is the breakout hub that comes with the kit. Let me take a picture of it here. I will show you. But the kit comes with a USB breakout hub that can actually support up to 6 tools, but we're only using 4 of them. So here, let me transfer that file over to my thing. Back up now. Here, I'll show you. Yeah, so this is the breakout board on the back that we have. So it's got 24 volt going in to power all that, and then it's just USB. So put the cover back on so I don't lose it. There we go. How many tool heads could you fit? I think you could fit 5 on a 350. I think we technically could have fit 5 on this. They would have been pretty snug, but I also stole a bunch of parts for the Venture XL. So I didn't have enough parts to build 5 tool heads. So I built 4. Yeah, it's just a USB hub. Yeah, it's essentially a USB hub that also delivers 24 volts. So when you use the breakouts, the tool head, it's only one cable to the tool head. So we got a cable to the tool head plus a little steel wire for the support, and then the Bowden. Okay. Let's make sure our heaters are good, I guess. Let me make sure the heaters are good. Heater 1. The fan is going. And it is heating up, okay. Heater 2. Okay, we're definitely gonna have to PID these guys. 0. I'm just making sure all the fans are working. 0. There we go. Okay. Sweet. So all the everything's, we just have to calibrate now. All we have to do is pick up all our XYZ homing positions and everything. Are the nozzles getting warm? It says they're getting warm. I actually don't have nozzles installed in these yet. I don't have any nozzles in them yet. They're just chibi tubes without nozzles. I haven't put nozzles in them yet. I got to do that still. But essentially, I think we're good. I think we're good. Hopefully. So the next stream we'll do calibrations. They are taking their sweet time to cool off, though. There is a lot of thermal mass in a Luke's Lab hot end. Here, let's turn all our. Cool off. Yeah, okay, there they go. Now they're cooling off. And now the fans are turning off. There we go. Is there an all off button? No, there isn't. There we go. Cool. Okay. So obviously we have to do a bunch of calibrations still. Do XY calibration manually. I mean, for docking and everything, yeah. So how it works, it can do XY homing on its own. So we have an end stop back there. So we can do XY homing. So we can home X. Cannot enter docking mode. Tool changer status is uninitiated. Reason. Okay, I don't know what all this. Failed to detect active tool. I mean, can I put a tool on it? Put a tool on it. There we go. Okay, we got a tool on it. Oh. Okay. It's smart enough that if I hit X, it'll home Y then X. So it is set up to home X then Y, or Y then X. So we have to home Y then X because our end stops are, it's a pod back here, okay? So we have a pod back here and we have a screw that sticks out. You can't really see it, but there's a screw that sticks out right here. Right, tilt the printer. There's a screw that sticks out right here that interacts with an end stop here. So that's your X end stop. And then the extrusion hitting here is your Y. So this way we can technically home it without a tool on it, technically. Like the tool head itself, the carriage, has no wiring in it. So the tool head itself has no wiring on it. Do you want to roll the dice? We got 2 minutes until it. Fuck it. Home all. I don't know what's going to happen. Hands on the E-stop though. I have no idea. I have no idea if we set up anything for XY. We'll see what's happening. I mean, worst case, it pops off the tool. Oh. Okay. We broke something. We did break something. What do we break? What do we break? What do we crunch? We crunched that. Okay. We did crunch something. Uninitiated. Oh, because this is, there we go. Okay. Home X. We did crunch something. Okay. What do we crunch? What did we crunch? Oh, we crunched. Okay, I see what we crunched. Okay, can't really see it. It's the Z chain. It's the Z chain. I don't know if you guys can see it. The Z chain underneath. Yeah. Let me put a nozzle on this. I don't have a nozzle on this. Let me put a, do I have any nozzles out here? I should have nozzles. I had a whole pack of nozzles out here. Where did I put the nozzles that I had out here? Let me put a nozzle. Put a nozzle on. I gotta have a V6 nozzle somewhere. How do I had a whole thing of nozzles out here. Where did I put them all? Seriously. How did I lose a whole pack of nozzles? I had a whole pack of nozzles out here. The problem is all my nozzles are Revo nozzles. Are you a nozzle? You're a nozzle. Where is my wrench for this? Really? Really? Really, really, really? Oh, it's a volcano nozzle, but it's good enough. Or actually, no, it's not a volcano nozzle. Okay. Grab you. Like shit. Did I let this cool off? Hopefully. Okay. Okay, so you got a nozzle. Okay, turn the motors off. Level the gantry, so we're at least somewhat trammed. Okay, so we will go to 16 mil, 16 centimeter, 16 centimeter. This one corner doesn't want to. There we go, 16, 16-ish. 16-ish. And yes, I know I'm running long, but I want a home all. Home all. Let's roll the dice. And yes, I know the speed's super slow. We got time to fix that later. Okay. And stop still triggered after retract. Oh. Okay, this is a little sticky. It's a little sticky. It's a little sticky. We can fiddle with that later though, but it's working. It's a little sticky on the reset. Yeah, it's a little sticky. Yeah, it's not resetting properly. It's a little too sticky. Did stuff move on me? Because this felt a lot less. Yeah, it's not coming back down after that. No, it's not centerless. It's yeah. This is here. Let's watch home all. I'm gonna just push on it. Let's put a little. It's homed! It homes! Okay, so we're gonna have to fiddle around with the tools just to make them they're a little tight on the carriage, so they're not fully moving as much. I might have to play with the magnets or something, but it homes. It homes with one tool. I'll take it for now. Okay, we gotta do a giveaway. I will give you 3 minutes. I'll give you till 5:10 to enter for your chance to win some Polymaker filament. Link in the video description, enter for your chance. Go do this now. But it homes. It homes. It homes, homes. The printer homes homingly. Bent a bit? It's not bent. It's just the carriage is a little. Let me try a different one. Yeah, they're snug in the. Yeah, they're all snug. I don't remember them being this snug when I built them. Oh yeah, they're all snug. They're all snug. Why is this one loose? Oh, I might have to play with the tensioning on them. Yeah, they're all kind of... They're not like sliding in and out of the dock as freely as they were when I built them. I remember when I built them, they all slid in and out really easy. But now they're kind of tight in here. I wonder if it's cable pushing on it, maybe? No? Yeah, they're just kind of... They're sticking a bit. Are all the tool... They're all kind of snug, but they need to be snug so that they slide. Otherwise, they don't work. I don't know. I'll fiddle around with them. We'll fiddle around with them next stream. But, oh, we gotta... new version available. Install! Cool. New version of Helix screen. Cool. Okay, we're going to do the giveaway in 1 minute. If you haven't entered for your chance to win some Polymaker filament, enter right now, and then we're going to do the giveaway. Because I actually have to end pretty soon. Like, actually, I should have ended right at 5. Okay, let's do the giveaway. What are we gonna name it? I'm gonna need a name for this printer too, because it's called Tallboy. If you don't know, this printer does already have a name. It's Tallboy. But I don't know if 3D printers have the same rules as boats, where you're not supposed to rename them. I don't think so. But we shall see here. Don't save that. Okay, names, delete, file, save, close that, close that, close that, minimize that, load up marbles. I don't recall. I mean, it's tall boy. The printer's tall boy, but. So we got to figure out why these docks. I wonder if I should just put a little grease on them, maybe. Maybe if I just crack this one on the bottom loose a little. Oh, there's a stupid update to marbles. Crack that one a little bit. Yeah, because see, it's supposed to slide up and down. It's supposed to slide up and down very freely. That's how. The problem is, it's sticking. It's sticking. So I'm gonna have to do some playing around with it. Figure out why. Tall boy XL. Tall boy by 4. I don't know. We'll figure something out. Continue. Race. Random. Add names. Clear. Open. Names. 235 finished. Random. Bots. And not space map. These take forever. Bots. There you go. 235, play. Not index. Ce n'est pas un index. Okay, how this works is if you win, you get a free spool filament from Polymaker, but if I pick your ball and you win, you also get a free hat because you're super lucky. To date, nobody's won the hat. Will today be the day? Probably not, but we'll see. This ball right here. Chevron! Good luck. If you get the hat, congrats. If not, well, better luck next time. Exclamation mark zoom zoom makes your ball go faster. Exclamation mark gullible makes everyone else go slower. Like the smash button, ring the bell, be subscribed to the channel. It'll grease your ball up, make it go even faster. And if you're a channel member, it 10x's your luck. But luck is an intangible thing, so it's hard to put a number on it. I believe in you, Chevron. I believe in you. I don't believe you'll win, but I do believe in you in general. Okay, I'm gonna turn the printer off now. J'enfile. J'enfile. Regardez, monsieur, j'enfile. Très vite. Très vite. Ah, tu n'es pas très vite. Oh, it's gonna come down to the wire here. It's gonna come down to the wire. Our roots. Are you gonna, roots? No. Oh, who's gonna be? Who's it 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 gonna be? Soulless Knights is in the lead. Soulless Knights is in the lead. Alexander B there is a ghost, just so you're aware. Soulless Knights with the win. Soulless Knights with the win. Soulless Knights with the win. Congratulations, Soulless Knights. You have won yourself a spool of filament from Polymaker. You will get an email from me after the stream ends with information on how to collect your filament from Polymaker. Golf claps in chat. Golf claps in chat. Okay, there's that, there's that, there's that. Send that. Giveaways, sweet. Now I gotta send the email. Oop, updated terms of service and privacy policy with gamer subs. Oh, gotta check that out. Sent. There we go. Copy and paste. I use the same template for everyone who wins. I just copy and paste the previous winner's email and just change the number. Big brain, big brain. Okay, so we're gonna call it there. If all goes well, Friday, we might be printing with this because it says to print with one tool. So we're gonna have to faff around and figure out how to make sure our tools are, because right now we can print right now, except for the fact that our end stop, our Z is not exactly, it's not robust. We got to figure out why it's not moving freely. We're gonna have to do a little faffing around, maybe a little bit of lube, a little bit of shimming, a little bit of stock removal and honing. I don't know, we'll figure it out. But we will get that going, and then hopefully we can get it printing, and then we got to figure out how to do all the docks and undocks and how much print volume we actually have and all that jazz. So yeah, so I want to give a huge shout out to LDO Motors. They provided the upgrade kit for the Stealth Changer rebuild of this printer. If you are interested in purchasing a LDO Stealth Changer kit or anything else from LDO, I do have a link below to their resellers. Check them out. Also, a huge shout out to Polymaker for the spool of filament we give away this stream and every stream. Links to them and more in the video description below. And for those that donated to the channel, gifted memberships to others, or became members of the channel yourself, I thank you. I would not be able to do the things I do, create the content I create without your continued support. You make it all possible. I'm Canuck Creator. Enjoy the rest of your week. Be safe out there. Wash your hands.